my dears, and welcome back to my corner of the internet. I'm Shannon, and today I've got another book talk video to share with you guys. And today we are reading Without Merit by Colleen Hoover. Now before this, I had never read anything by Colleen Hoover. I had seen a friend of mine post a picture of this book on her Facebook with, the caption like, "Love Colleen Hoover, can't wait to read this book." And so I was kind of like, maybe I should read this book. So I went and picked it up, started reading it, and then I started getting some young adult vibes from it. And I wasn't really into that too much. So maybe I should have done a little more research about Colleen Hoover before I just went and grabbed it. I know a ton of people that love young adult novels. I'm just not really one of them. I've read some that are excellent, but a lot of the time I could take them or leave them. Although I did hear a great description of a young adult novel once, and it's that young adult describes the age of the characters, not so much the age of the readers. But I'm not sure I entirely agree with that, because I've certainly read some books with young characters that I would not classify at all as a young adult novel. So I'm not really sure where I stand on all of that. But let's talk about Without Merit real quick. This book is about a dysfunctional family. Aren't so many books about dysfunctional families? And I really, really love reading about them. So this particular dysfunctional family, they live in what used to be a church. In a kind of pissing contest with the pastor. The dad bought the church out from under him because he was annoyed of the pastor's dog barking all night long. So this happens, the pastor has to move, relocate, find a new place to give his sermons, and the family moves into the church. The dad sort of sections it off, makes bedrooms, and that's their home now. So we start off and we meet one of the members of this family. She's a teenage girl named Merit. She has a twin sister named Honor, a brother named Utah, and a stepbrother named Moby. They're very eclectically named family. So we start off with her, and right away we learn that, Merit's quirky. I feel like that's such a thing in young adult novels. There's such a look how quirky I am character, and that's definitely Merit. She buys trophies from antique shops that she hasn't won, and she likes to display them in her room, and whenever something bad happens she likes to go and buy a trophy. And it all started back when she was a few years younger, when she was at her boyfriend's house, and while they were making out he broke up with her, so she stole his football trophy. So like that's her thing, and it's really quirky. Like that always gives me a bit of an eye roll. But so she's antique shopping at the beginning of the book looking for a new trophy, and she gets one, she leaves, she goes out into the street, and this boy that she had noticed in the antique store comes up to her and just kisses her all of a sudden. And then she's like, oh my god, like in her head she's thinking, this is the best thing that's ever happened. Why is this happening? And then his phone rings and he's like, oh sorry, I gotta get this. And then he like looks at her and is like, is this some kind of joke? And then he answers it and he's like, who is this? Did somebody steal your phone? And that's when Merit starts to put together that, uh-oh, this might be my sister's boyfriend, or like someone my sister's dating, because clearly he's confused why she's calling him when she's standing right in front of him. So then that explains the unexplained kiss, and then just awkwardness ensues. And then we learn all kinds of kind of dark things about this family. Like the dad is onto his second wife now. His second wife's name is Victoria. His first wife's name was also Victoria. He had left. His second wife was the nurse of his first wife when she was going through a health crisis. And now his first wife lives in the basement of the church. Like, there's a lot going on. And then I don't know. There's some other characters that come into it. So there's this boyfriend now, and he's there all the time. He's at this church house all the time. And of course Merritt feels awkward because they had kissed and she has feelings for him, but it's her sister's boyfriend. Oh yeah, and her sister's got this weird thing. Her sister's, the way Merritt describes it, is like one heartbeat away from being a necrophiliac, because her sister, her boyfriend from high school died. He died, and that just broke her heart. But now she's got this thing where she seeks out boys to date who are terminally ill, because she's just kind of obsessed with the idea of being the last person somebody loves before they die. So it's weird. It's weird. And then, but her new boyfriend, the one that had kissed Merritt in the fountain, he's not ill. And then this other character kind of comes out of nowhere, and his name is Luck. Like, they all have such weird names, except for the two Victorias. Because even the dad, his name is Barnaby. And then there's just two Victorias. Just chilling. Anyway, despite all of this that I'm saying to you right now, and how I'm kind of making it, you know, it's fun. I enjoyed reading it. I got through it real quick. It's easy to read. It's fun to read. It's just not what I would typically read, and it's a little, in my opinion, silly. But, I mean, from what I can tell from this book, Colleen Hoover, who, as it says here, is a New York Times bestselling author, she's a good writer. She writes an easy-to-understand, fun story that's well written, well plotted, well laid out. This just wasn't my cup of tea. But again, I couldn't put it down. So it's like, while I wouldn't seek out anything from this author again, especially if any of her books are kind of in this same vein, but I enjoyed reading it. Like, it was fun. It's just, it's not what I'm typically drawn to. But the cover art's very pretty too. Loved that. And yeah, a fun read. If you're looking for something fun that's not too heavy, but really weird, I would definitely recommend Without Merritt. Before I go, I just want to do a shout out, because it's Friday and I always do shout outs here on my channel on Fridays. And this one's going to be a bit different though. I'm just sort of shouting out you all and any small creators that you love. Now's the time. If you've got a small creator that you want to see, you want to help succeed, go watch 2-3 other videos. Let a couple play while you're washing the dishes. If you see a new subscriber, if you see a new channel that you're like, oh, this sounds really interesting, remember to subscribe. It's those little things that make huge differences for us small channels. And yeah, now's definitely the time to reach out to your favorite creators and give them a little boost. And you're all so amazing. So in the comments, you guys, if you are looking for channels to follow, channels to support, look in my comment section on this video or literally any video. I have so many amazing supportive subscribers who have their own channels who you would love. So scroll through, any channel name that catches your eye, go and check them out. You'll find a wonderful friend, I'm sure. So that's gonna do it for me for today, you guys, and I'll see you tomorrow with the vlog. Bye.